Welcome back to the Backyard Pond, another live fishing adventure with Outdoors for Monk. Today, we're trying to catch a fish. We've been trying to catch a fish, still doing it, but we're bringing out the secret weapon. I had a viewer recommended, Rusty, if you're watching, man. I'm going with the Baby Bell cheese, and this is a lot of people's Hail Mary, and it seems like the fancier the cheese, I'm hoping the fancier the fish. So, I mean, wax wrapped cheese, come on. I mean, this stuff is like $1.23 a piece. Absolutely delicious. I think I'm gonna split it between me and the fish. But it's slow this time of year. We've been at it, but I came to the conclusion that I catch a lot more fish if I'm trying to catch fish than I do if I'm sitting inside watching Ricky Lake, right? A little bit of a throwback if you remember Ricky Lake. She was a childhood staple. If you were playing sick from school on a Wednesday, Ricky Lake was the way to go. We ain't need all that, so I'm gonna eat some of that. Turn this video into a mukbang, but nobody up in here yet, so let's see how it goes. Why I'm thinking this is good is one, it's kind of smelly, and two, it's really pliable. Like, it's soft, it's mushy, it's almost like the consistency of power bait. I'm just gonna kind of mash this onto the hook. Got a little teeny hook today. I'm going for perch, or a catfish could probably go after this as well. So that's what we got. Got a rig going off the bottom. Just egg sinker to a swivel. About 3-foot leader. I don't know if this is gonna float. Let's check it. Let's check. It's not gonna float, but that's all right. We're just gonna toss it out. We're gonna toss it right where I think the drop off is. And we actually threw about 5 feet further than what I thought I was gonna do. And by 5, I mean 20. Reverse guy math. We also got the tried and true patented, hey, 4 people up in here. Hope everybody's having a Friday. We just got our cheese off. We're going off the bottom. This is my backyard pond. If you're new here, it's an 8-acre pond. We got yellow perch, catfish, trout, spotted bass, largemouth, bluegill, sunfish, and the occasional catfish. Been in a bit of a dry spell, so we're doing some baby bell cheese off the bottom, and we're also going to throw a worm and a bobber. We also have a like a rooster tail, and we're just hoping to hook up. I haven't had much luck in the last, it seems like forever, and it's still very much winter time here in the Pacific Northwest, and this will be my last chance before I'm trapped inside for the foreseeable future. If you're new here and you want to make these lives a little more exciting, you could jump into the chat. Let me know where you're from and what you fish for. Massive night crawler. We're only going to use a chunk of him. I'm really trying to, water temp's real cold this time of year. It's about 45 degrees. And I'm really trying to focus on the yellow perch. But I live here in the Pacific Northwest, and we've had in abundance of rain lately. I mean, 4 to 6 inches in the last 48 hours. Oh, yesterday was pretty nice. So we better bump that out to 72. And long story short is the pond's really washed out. But we're here, we're giving it a try. Hey, Jacob, good to see you, man. Thanks for the comment. 17 people up in here. Hope everybody's enjoying the weekend, getting a chance to go outside, maybe do a little bit of fishing of your own. And about 2 months ago, towards the end of the summer, I decided to go through and upgrade all my gear. And that's not a new rod and reel combo. Most of the rods are old, but they were in good shape. So I just kind of upgraded my reels a little bit. And it's nice, man. It's nice to have something I can throw out there. I think I'm out a little deep. My worm's got a 3-foot leader. And I want him in about 6 to 7 feet of water, ideally. So on this rod here, I got my cheese egg on the 3/8 ounce egg bobber, or not bobber, barrel, and then it should be floating. I don't know how much that cheese actually floats though, so it's most likely sitting on the bottom. And for that, I'm kind of hoping to get a bullhead catfish. Hey man, summer's right around the corner. Doesn't feel like it. I mean, I'm trying to get to spring before I even think about summer. And this has been my go-to rod. You know, if nothing's biting, we all kind of have our Hail Mary lures. And mine happens to be a number 5 rooster tail. And we'll be throwing that around while our bobber and off the bottom rig is working as well. The rod's just a 7-foot medium, 1-piece Abu Garcia Black Max. And I have been struggling with this rooster tail for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I got it on a double swivel, but for what, and I just, half the time it does, half the time it does. Yeah, I'm just dragging it. We might switch up, throw some soft plastic. I'm gonna see if I can bend that blade just a little bit. Hey, shout out to the 16 people. Welcome to the backyard pond. If you're new here, the pond is 7 acres. It's fed by a larger pond that runs through a canal into a 25-acre lake, and then it drains into the Willapa Bay, just a bay here in Washington where there's all kinds of saltwater creatures and critters. Right now we're kind of targeting yellow perch, hoping for a bullhead catfish, settle for a angry spot. You know, bass don't get real large. Water temp's real cold here. And it's a mild climate. I'm about a mile from the coast. So we don't get real warm weather. You know, my water temp never gets much above 60 degrees. And it's just not inclusive for large bass, unfortunately. Not to mention, got lots of predators, river otters, herons, big old bald eagles. And the occasional black bear. But I've never seen the black bear eating the fish. I see him knocking over my garbage all the time. But never after the fish. If this lure, you know, it's funny, all of a sudden it just starts working. I don't know if it's just too big. The number 5, I got to spin it pretty fast, but it's working. I wish it was a little darker color, but just like that, we hooked the chair off screen. All right, Rusty, good to see you. Good to see you too, Settlement. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Rusty, yeah, man, I'm following your advice. We got some cheese, and I went with like fancy cheese. Last time it was like dollar store, just string cheese. This time I got like those little Baby Bells in the wax packet. And I'm thinking fancier cheese has got to equal a fancier fish catch, right? And Settlement ain't nothing biting. Ain't nothing been biting in like 3 weeks. So, but we out here trying. You know, it's like I've said, it's like I haven't ever caught a fish sitting on the couch watching TV, right? So I mean, I'm out here. It's not pouring down rain. It will be for the rest of the week. So I figure might as well get out, see what I can do now. You know, there's another spot. Like I live, there's tons of ponds. There's tons of ponds, lakes, streams. And recently, a local HOA stocked their little canal. They got this little canal that's, I don't know, I think they built it just so they could sell more homes. But they put trout in there. And if I can't get anything here, I might move spots. Check out the canal. And then they had some, I didn't know this until recently, but one of the homeowners put a bunch of carp in there and they just got out of control. And there's just carp running all through there, which really makes me nervous. And because when it floods, like everything is connected. I live on a, you know, basically a sandbar, and it's a peninsula, bay over there, ocean over there, with nothing but swampland in the middle. And once in a while, I thought they got rid of them. I thought they eradicated them, but they put out a carp derby where, you know, whoever gets the most carp out of there wins. I don't know. I don't know what they win, but something. And so which tells me that the carp have gotten out of control. So I might go over and ruthlessly murder some carp later. Love to pick up a catfish, or not a cat, a trout. I know they put some trout in there. But I hate admitting defeat, so, you know, a few good casts on the... And I know what it is. I know it's just cold, ponds washed out, but you got to think there's a fish in here somewhere. Hey, 41 people up in here. Y'all must be bored on a Sunday. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Welcome to my backyard pond. We got 8 acres. We got catfish, bullhead, trout, yellow perch, angry spots, and That's about it. Bluegill, sunfish, that kind of thing. It's been raining forever here in the Pacific Northwest, so we're hoping to catch whatever bites, to be honest. We got 2 lines out, one with a worm and a bobber. The other one's got a piece of cheese, like this title says. We got some baby bell cheese on an egg, hopefully floating off the bottom. And I'm thinking that's pretty catfishy. But we're midday now, so I'm not too optimistic. Water temp's pretty cold, 45 degrees. I take it back. I'm optimistic. We got 45 people up in here want to see me catch that fish. Do me a favor and hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. Y'all, I say that because it sounds like a YouTube thing to say. I appreciate you guys, right? But like everybody says that, and I don't know why. Like, do we really? Like, I went to the grocery store, and this lady at the gas station was like, "I appreciate you," and I was like, "You appreciate me buying a pack of Marb Reds?" I'm just kidding. I vape now. Used to be Marb Reds. And it's like we all went to this weird HR meeting where everybody tells everybody else that they appreciate each other, and nobody's sure why, right? Like, why do we all of a sudden start? You know how many times I said that in like my 20s or 30s? Never, right? We just walked around life not appreciating anybody. But within the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, it seems like we all joined this weird appreciation cult. And it's a strange place to be. I'll make a couple more good casts, and I just keep telling myself, you know, keep making good casts, eventually you'll hook up. But a couple more good casts, and then I'll try to move my bobber to a little different spot. Medic JD. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, more specifically the Washington State coast. The ocean is about a mile that way. And this is my backyard pond. Like I said, if you guys are new here, pond is about 7 acres, fed by a larger pond through a little canal that runs through a state park, and then eventually feeds out some other small farm ponds and runs out into a bay. You know, I keep saying I'm gonna check my worm, and it's about time I actually do it. Ah, Canadian. That's all right. I appreciate you taking time to give up your hockey viewing schedule and check out some outdoor fishing. Please don't get offended about the hockey comment. It's just a stereotype, but I bet it's true. Medic JD, I don't think I've seen you around before. All right, so you're from Alberta. What are you fishing for? Are you fishing for, I'm guessing trout? Predator Fishing UK. Yeah, Rusty, are you a moderator? You're probably not. We'll just keep an eye on it. Calgary. Sorry I had it wrong. Fly fishing. You know, about a year ago, I helped a buddy move, and he gave me this old Eagle Claw fly rod with like this Fluger reel, and I mean old Fluger, not like this new Shakespeare crap. Yeah, sorry, I had to put that guy in timeout. Rusty, I might make you a moderator if you remind me later, if you don't mind. Yeah, I got it, Rusty. Thank you, though. I'll do that now. Big carp hunting. You know, man, it's never been my thing, but like I found out there's some in my little canal and I'm tempted to check it out, Like, I've caught them before just for fun, but we're not talking anything big. I mean, pound and a half. All catch and release. I'm all catch and release in the backyard pond. But I do a lot of salmon fishing out in the ocean, a lot of salmon fishing in the river, and I'm not out there for fun. I like to catch and cook those bad boys. But if we're bass fishing or we're doing something pretty low key. Sorry, I got off topic there. Yeah, it's about 2 years ago. I was helping this buddy move, and he gives me this old Eagle Claw fly rod. I think it's 9 foot, maybe 10. And Fluger reel. Back when like a Fluger reel used to mean something. And yeah, I got it all weighted up. And since I'm a vet, I took these fly tying classes. They're always got things for vets to do. And took these fly tying classes. Got it all rigged up and went out to a lake, did some camping, looking for trout, and didn't have much luck with it. But to be fair, I didn't really give it the time it deserved when you're learning something new. I just wasn't instantly good at it, so I was like, well, this seems stupid, and then refused to try again. But it's on my radar. Like I said, I already got the gear. It just seems, odd when you're used to fighting a fish with the good reel, and then now you're more just fighting it with the pole and hand lining in. And I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not used to it. It's a new style for me. Got excited. I think we had a little, I don't know, it feels like a grass bass. K Fishing Pro. Welcome to the channel, man. If I get some time, I'll check out yours. No guarantees I'm gonna like or subscribe because I don't know what you make yet, but where are you from and what do you fish for? Yeah, I'm not opposed to, okay, so like my go-to fish is salmon, however you want to pronounce it. And there's a lot of times a fly pole would do me pretty good. There's a little river, and a lot of times I'm just floating a bobber egg combo through these holes. And there's no reason I couldn't pitch a fly out there. I've seen other guys do it with some success. But my problem is the casting. I mean, if I got a field, a space to cast, sure, give me that fly rod. I'll draw these fancy loops in the sky, no problem. But for the most time, I'm, shoulders up in the tree. I barely have enough room to cast the spinning rod, let alone try to draw circles with the piece of heavy rubber flying. But I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy learning new things, so. Yeah, Medic, hope to see you around. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. From America, like fishing for everything. Yeah, man, me too. I'm sure I'm gonna murder your name, but Sukois. Hey man, welcome to my live. Thanks for stopping by. 55 people, that's like a personal best. Thanks for hanging out with me in the backyard pond. Hope everybody's having a great day. Uh, we're looking for perch predominantly. We'll settle for a spot. Pond itself is about 8 acres. Water temp is about 45 degrees. And it has been rough, like just rough lately. We got a worm out on a bobber. We also got our secret weapon of the day, and our secret weapon of the day is like baby bell cheese. And if you don't know what baby bell cheese is, it's this little like mozzarella that comes in a white pack. Hey, John Anthony, I hope you're having a good Sunday as well, man. Appreciate the comment. Thanks for checking out the live. Yeah, okay, so we got some baby bell cheese, hopefully floating off the bottom. I'm thinking that's kind of catfishy, right? We got some bullheads, and they're hungry. They'll eat all the time. So a bullhead's just like a catfish. They don't get real big, maybe a pound, pound and a half. And we also got the same thing we've been using since we was kids, like a worm, bobber, hoping for the best. Also throwing around a little, this is kind of my Hail Mary, my go-to. And that's just a boring old torpedo style rooster tail that might be older than half the chat, but it catches fish. Yeah, king fishing or K fishing. Yeah, no, baby bell, it's delicious, man. It's like it puts string cheese. I don't know, that's almost blasphemous, right? Because string cheese is pretty fucking delicious as well. But I mean, if we're talking about like white mozzarella cheese, that baby bell wrapped up in that little wax, good stuff. Figure the fancier the cheese, the fancier the fish, right? I mean, I can feel that lure working. I know there's a little sunk brush pile. I'm hoping and hoping we can get one of these bass. But it's cold, 45 degrees. Ain't too much moving around. I'm really counting on that catfish and some yellow perch. But we've had so much rain the last 2 weeks. Had about 4 inches. Which, I mean, if you're doing some math, that's, 80,000 gallons dumped into the pond just within the last 4 days. Vlad, hey man, nice to see you. Thanks for taking the time to check out the channel. Hope you're having a good Sunday, bro. Welcome to the backyard pond. This is the catch of the day, boys. Ready for it? Oh shit, I don't even know what that is. It appears to be like that is 100% the remains of a mummy, right? Look at it. It's all like clothy. That ain't even like a weed. It's like somebody's like t-shirt from like the 70s. I'm going with Egyptian mummy remains. If you think it's something different, let me know. Yeah, John, we've all been there, man. We've all spent big money on baits, jackhammers, spinners, top water, whatever. But I'll tell you, I've caught like 90% of bass on a $1.25 rooster tail or soft plastic in a Ned rig, Somehow we, I guess, give in to materialism or consumerism, and we want, we think that, oh man, that lure costs $50, it's got to catch more fish, right? They wouldn't sell it for 50. So we, put this added value onto something, and I still do it. And I know better, and I still do it. Like, I'll be a brand hoe. I'm not proud of it, but like, I'll spend $7 or $12 for a spinner that I could got on Temu for $4. And I've just convinced myself, I'm like, oh, the action's different. But it's not. Same shit. It's probably the same company making it. But, for whatever reason, you just get a brand or you get a lure that you caught a fish on once, so you're just stuck with that lure for the rest of your freaking life. And for me, that happens to be a rooster tail. I guess, like, first lure I ever caught a fish on was definitely a rooster tail, probably trespassing in a neighbor's pond. And ever since then, if I'm trying new water or if I'm just like Hail Marying it, like I'll throw a rooster tail or an inline every time. And I'm pretty brand specific with that too. Like definitely a rooster tail. The one I'm using now is a little big, and I prefer the bell shape over the torpedo. But this is what I had on, so we're making it work. We're making it not work. Ah, like the blue and silver Castmasters. I actually use those when I'm out. I live right next to the Pacific Ocean, and we go out and we get these surf perch. Like I got a mouse in my pocket or something. But I go out and I get these surf perch. They're really cool. If you got time later, you can check out. There's a video on the channel about it. And they don't get real big. Big one's about 2 pounds or so. And sometimes I'll get adventurous and use those Castmasters to hook up with those surf perch. And you'd be amazed. I should be doing that right now, to be honest, because they'll bite this time of year like crazy. But just because the weather is halfway decent looking doesn't mean the ocean agrees with you, you know? That's a big difference between, you know, I can come out to the pond and sure the bite's going to be a little better in the morning or the afternoon, but I can always fish. The ocean, there's a lot that goes into it. You got the weather and then you got the surf. And right now the weather's decent, but the surf is 6 to 8 swells. And you get out to get these perch, you got waders on, and you know if you walk out knee deep, the waves at 6 to 8 feet are going to put you at nipple deep. Then it's a nightmare. So you got to be. Long story short is when the waves are that big, you can't throw out far enough to get out to where the perch are. And then you got to tide the times. So you got weather, you got wind, wave height, and then tides. Like you want to be about 2 hours before high or 2 hours before low. Lot that goes into it more than just showing up and throwing a line out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no, Castmaster definitely gets an honorable mention. Don't worry, the bird's nest is just at the bottom of the reel, so no big deal there, right? Everybody's like, oh, get a bait caster, you'll love it. And I'm just not, I mean, here we are. I've had this rod a couple years now, and I'm just not convinced. I mean, don't get me wrong, this particular rod's got more bodies on it than my ex-girlfriend, but you know how many times I've tangled or bird nested a spinning reel? Like hardly ever. I'm not gonna say I've never done it, because I mean, but just not very often. And this thing isn't, I don't know, seems like at least once a day. And it seems like if I put like expensive line on it, if I spend like 40 bucks on some braid or something, then I will bird nest it every time. You know, everything's got its bait or place, right? Like It's not, I don't see the, like, I don't see the hype, to be honest, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, it's so much further casting, so much more, but it's not, man. You change your lure, like, see, we bird nested again. You know, you click your brakes off so you can throw it a little bit farther. You adjust your little tension knob, and they're like, oh, you just got to get it dialed in. And then you got to redial it in every time you change lures because the weight is different. It's just, I don't think it leads up to the hype, man. I haven't noticed any real benefits. I think we're just caught up on, I don't know. That was weird. I think we got some grass bass going on. Yeah, pulling weeds. Got overly excited. It is salmon season. Where I live, we got spring salmon running right now. And we got some leftover winter steelhead. But it's just been too wet, you know. Rivers are all flooded out. But that's coming up. I'm gonna go. Every year I head out to the river and see what I can do. You know, spring is usually slower than the fall run. The fall run, I'll either take the boat out into the ocean, and they say it's the fall run, but they start coming in out of the ocean around, August, maybe the end of July, depending on when they open it up. And I don't run too far offshore, probably about 5 or 6 miles. And to get there, I cross the Deadliest Bar in the Pacific Northwest, known as the Columbia River Bar, also known as the Graveyard of the Pacific. But it don't matter if I'm crossing the bar or pitching a rooster tail in the backyard. I just enjoy fishing and being outside. I'm gonna reel up my bobber. We've done drifted halfway into the front of the neighbor's yard. Big 420. Shout out to you, man. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday and staying away from that fish whistle, bro. Or if you're on the fish whistle, hopefully you're fishing as well. I'm gonna try to move the bobber up a little bit. There's so much water. I mean, right here at the bank, there's 2 big concrete blocks, like traffic barriers that I put in a few years ago. And we're about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet up on those. So just out where I'm throwing, there's a big drop off in the middle. It's about 24 feet this time of year. Huge drop off where it goes from about 6 straight to like 15, 20 pretty quickly. And I'm trying to work that edge, hoping Hoping to see some perch. I don't see any action on the pond, which is really discouraging. But, I mean, how do you know if you don't try? And like I said earlier, like, I've never caught a fish sitting inside watching TV, so nice to be outdoors a little bit. Should probably check on my cheese in a minute. Fishing for pike. What kind of pike? Oh shit, I just doxed myself. Bloop. That's where I live. It ain't much, man. It might be a trailer park at the end of the world, but hey, it's home. And it was affordable. And in 5 years, I'm gonna own that son of a bitch. So I'm pretty damn proud of it. Hey, John Anthony, sometimes life gets away from us, you know, like, I just started back, just started back fishing here. No, I don't know. I took a long time off, ran away, joined the Navy. You know, I fished as a kid, hopped every pond, every fence, every river, creek, stream that you could fish, right? Got older, wanted out of my small town, so I joined the Navy, went, played sailor, traveled around the world. Took a long time off fishing, but recently moved to the coast and about 5 years ago now, and just fell back in love with it. Everything from, like I said, largemouths in the backyard to giant salmon on the Columbia to hell, even just some yellow perch. It's all the same to me. Tony, shout out to you, man. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Hopefully you're not just watching me on YouTube all day. Get a chance to go outside. I promise it's good for your soul. In case you're wondering, Unk is always powered by Dr. Pepper. No sponsor, no plug. Just 23 flavors of pure fucking happiness, right? Ever take a drink of something and it just tastes like happiness? That is a nice cold Dr. Pepper for me, or that first hit of Folgers in the morning. Now that we're all refueled up, let's throw this, do that desperate fisherman cry. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. You know, I could feel the action on that rooster tail, and it's just like, you're just, the anticipation, man. It's like, all right, you know your lure's working good. You got everything. I mean, you got your worm, you got your cheese out. Now all we need is a fish. Wind's starting to kick up a little bit. Showers moving through this afternoon. Got a little 14-foot aluminum john boat chilling, and should be trolling, you know, looking for the fish, but it's a pain. You know, I can't leave it out because last time I left it out, it rained 4 inches. Boat got flooded out. Had to leave it till the summer. Lake went down, and then pump it out with the sub pump. So ever since then, I just pull it out, and it's a pain, but it's something you gotta do every time. Oh, we got a little current on the lake that flows north to south. Larger lake feeds up that way. drains out that way into a couple smaller ponds and eventually the bay. So there's a little current. I mean, not much, but there is some current to it. And what I'm trying to say is it dragged my damn bobber into the banks. I gotta reel that bobber up. Oop. I hear my best friend. What do you think it is? You guys want to see my best friend? Come on. Come there. Come on. Nasembuenya omokichima baba. You know, you're like, who owns a Chihuahua? I'll tell you what, it is absolutely weird being middle-aged. If you would have told me in my 20s I'd be carrying a Chihuahua around in a purse, bro, we would have for sure shot that fade. But now that we're a little older, I love that damn dog, man. She goes everywhere. I carry her around with me. She rides my e-bike. We go fishing. That dog's caught more fish, hiked more miles than any lab. I guarantee it. She's got more hours than a John boat. And don't get me wrong, she's a little ankle biter. Her tongue doesn't really fit into her mouth. Kind of looks like she's one of the chosen ones, you know, like she got a touch of that Down syndrome, like she might like model trains or something. But goddamn, she's my best friend, man. Love that little thing. Tony, right now, I'm just sorry to I digressed about the dog there. Right now, I'm trying to go for bass, but I got some cheese out on the bottom, hoping for a bullhead catfish. Got a worm out, looking for a yellow perch. Water temp's real cold, 45 degrees. Spotted bass ain't up moving much. I might switch, drag a soft plastic along the bottom. I think that's going to be better than the inline I'm throwing. But I got the worm out, really trying to target a yellow perch. I got them real heavy. I've been feeding them all summer long. Pond's blown out, but there should be some perch around. Maybe a bluegill or a brim as well. I agree, Jason. I love all dogs, man. You know, I grew up with the German Shepherds and let my wife talk me into a Chiweenie, which is like a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. And that's my wife's dog, but oof, I think we've all been there. Hooked our fishing chair. Only a mile bird nest. We'll get that squared away. But yeah, no, man, I love all dogs. Love most animals, to be honest with you. There's not too many animals I don't get along with. I don't love cats. Like, all right, I'll be honest. I don't hate cats. Like, I've owned cats, but I don't know, man. They're just not for me, right? Like, all right, so if it's like a cat show, I would never pay for a cat. That the thought of paying for a cat just seems fucking bananas. But man, okay, that bird nest went a little deeper than we thought. Yeah, no, I don't hate cats. I just, like I said, if a cat showed up, like in my life, like there was like an orphan cat that just showed up, I'd love it and I'd take care of it. But like, I am in no mood to have a cat, mainly because I can't stand the smell of litter box. Got these friends, and I use that and they're the greatest people, right? And super nice, like the type of friend you can call them up at 3 a.m. and help you change a flat tire. And as long as they weren't stoned out of their gourd, they probably show up. Hey, you piece of cheese, I do remember you, man. And ironically, I'm fishing with a piece of cheese today. Went live yesterday, didn't see you there, but there was no cheese. But on that pole right over there is a piece of Baby Bell cheese. So it's ironic that you stopped by today. Happy to see you, man. Welcome back. Hope to catch some fish. Hope you're having a good Sunday as well. Just so we know that I'm not just like absolutely full of crap, we'll check it. It's been out for about an hour, needs to check it anyways. The last time we were using string cheese, and today we went a little fancier. We got some Baby Bell and some mozzarella. Just in case you thought I was capping. I guess it's all what the young kids say now is capping. But yeah, we got some Baby Bell cheese out there. A little 3 egg, little barrel swivel. I'm thinking that cheese was floating, but it don't. So we're out in the bottom. We're gonna call this our catfish rig or a bullhead rig. And we're gonna get them out deep this time. We're gonna launch that thing probably out into about 24 feet of water. Okay, so we overthrew and we're probably in about 10 feet of water fishing the other bank. But there might be a cat over there. You know, for a guy who can't walk and chew gum, it's hard to pay attention to 3 poles. Half tempted to pull the worm or the bobber all together and just throw that worm out on the bottom. I know them bass are running deep this time of year because the water temp's so cold. Wish I would have brought my other pole. Apparently 3 isn't enough to get the job done. Just kidding, I wish I would have had some sorry about that. I bought this fancy motion tracking. Hey, Joe King. There's a name I ain't seen in a while. Good to see you, buddy. Man, been a while. Good to see you. Man, I just can't seem to get this reel to work. Well, I don't know. We've 100 casts with it. I'm probably going to switch up to a soft plastic. Thinking Ned rig with either a fluke or a speed worm. Something a little different. I got to spin this rooster tail real fast to get that blade working. And it is just not the correct style of fishing for what I want to do. Ain't nothing. There isn't anything moving that fast this time of year. Water temps are just too cold. Keep saying that. Might as well be about it. Talk is cheap. Wyatt, good to see you, man. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the live. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. This is my backyard pond. It's about 8 acres. It's fed by a larger 20-acre pond up north. Runs out into some small farm ponds. We're looking for, I'm really hoping for a bullhead or yellow perch. Temps 45. We got tons of perch in the pond. I was throwing a rooster tail around. We also got spots, spotted bass, largemouth bass, but those are getting down there. We also got the occasional trout, but really looking for some yellow perch or a catfish, ideally. Hey, Wild 420, thanks, man. Thanks for jumping up in the chat. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Hate to do this, but I got to change gears. I, I had 3 pulls. I figured I'd get something on the cheese, the worm, or the inline spinner, but it's just not working out that way. I'm gonna grab a different rod with some soft plastic. I will be right back, and I'll be right back. I just got to run and grab some fishing gear. I hate doing this on the live. If you want to talk amongst yourself or fist fight and see who's the toughest, whatever y'all want to do, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. What did Snoop Dogg used to say? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. How about I got a pocket full of soft plastic and my homeboys do too, huh? Snoop Dogg reference, anybody? Y'all don't know, but Unc's got some bars, bro. Got bars for days. Thanks to Chat GPT. Just kidding, I'm definitely more of a Gemini guy. All right, all right. Should probably be mowing the yard, but you ever feel like the older you get, the more rods you got? All right, so we got one. We got a Ned rig. And I wish I could catch a fish. See, I told y'all I got bars. You thought I was bluffing, but uh, 2.7 jig head with a watermelon flake speed worm. We also got a pocket full of flukes. Oh, I got these as well. These are 5-inch watermelon shaky worms. The old power bait. In case you didn't know, fish hold on 18% longer, or that's not percent, 18 times, so 180% longer. That's fantastic. I don't know how they're getting those numbers. And we also got some little minnow, like a little minnow fluke as well. The plan for this is to spin it slow. I know those fish are out deep, so we're gonna throw it out deep, and we're going to just drag it along the bottom, just real slow. See if we can't put it in front of something's face and it wants to bite it. I think we got a little action on that bobber. Something toying with me. Here comes the neighbor kid. Hey, neighbor kid. Hi, neighbor kid. Hopefully you guys got that sound dampening mic, because that dog's bark makes you want to strangle it. Got a couple doggos for sure. That one's not mine. Of course, we throw over our own line. Not mine, but I share a yard with the neighbor lady, and we get along. Small lot where I am at, and we just kind of share the yard. My dog goes over there, her dog comes over here. Believe it or not, people can actually just get along in this world, and I'm lucky because she is the nicest lady. I actually had bought in her home. It came up for sale not too long ago, and I fixed it up for my mother. And my mom said, "You live out in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to live next to you." So I ended up selling it a couple years back to this neighbor lady, and couldn't ask for a better neighbor. It seems like a lot of times people have a hard time getting along, but she's great. I don't need to build a fence. Her dog comes over. My dog goes over there. It's just a really great. Oh, sorry about the if I got too personal there, and I might have overshared. But yeah, no, I love that neighbor lady. It's kind of like a old hippie, like a real hippie though. Like she's a bit of a feminist, but like feminists like now have a bad name, right? You say the word feminist and you're thinking, oh, like a blue-haired liberal nose ring, possibly Liam. Yeah, man, I do remember. I think you were on yesterday's live as well. Welcome back to the channel. Please be respectful. Yeah, where were we at? What do we got? We got the cheese out. We got the worm. I think we're gonna switch up. I think I had some action on that bobber, but nothing. Do you guys need to hug this out? Like, all right, all fights must be settled in the John boat. I'll row out to the middle of the lake, and you guys can just duke it out there. I don't think I've ever been in a fight in a John boat. We're gonna switch it up. We can go with the watermelon color because I got like a soft spot for it with the shaky head. I mean, that looks pretty. I think it's gonna be a little bit big, but I think if we can find a big bass out in the middle somewhere, we'll be doing big things. Been in a It does look like a gummy worm. Yeah, man. You know, we had so much rain, Joe, that I mean, there's 80,000 gallons of fresh water in the pond, more than there was a few days ago. So we're a little washed out. It's the clarity, yeah, it's muddy. I'd love to say it's clear, but the only person I'd be lying to is myself. So we're hoping a little darker color. I like the sea tails typically, but the shaky head with the paddle tail rigged up. I mean, that looks pretty. If I was a fish, I'd eat that. Yeah, Mr. Cheese, you weren't here yesterday, but you were on, I don't think, Wednesdays live. I appreciate it. Getting all these new people up in here. Ain't nothing more I like than fishing with people, shooting the shit, having a good time. Yeah, Liam, you were here yesterday. Uh, oh man, that wish I had a little heavier weight on it. I don't think I'm getting out quite to where I need to be. But we just gonna drag that guy along the bottom and hopefully can put it in front of something's face that's hungry. What I'm doing now is just seeing how it's swimming in the water. We're rigged good. Looks like a Cinco. You know, in the summertime, man, I'll do as many lives as I can. This time of year, it's slow. You know, I try to do at least once a week. You know, I got life to live too. So, in the summer, as the weather gets better and I'm doing some like camping, I'll I'll try to go live as much as I can. Hi, Luna. Yeah, man, I love camping, and all my camping trips revolve around fishing. You know, I'm heading out to the Columbia pretty soon. I just bought this huge tent. Like it was time for an upgrade, so I bought one of those inflatable ones. Cause the tent I had, it was like it took 2 people to set it up, or you had to like hold up half the tent with stakes or rope, and it was just impossible to get up by myself. So I bought this inflatable, and it's huge. You guys can check the channel, and it's massive. It's like 120 square feet. Like I am yeah, I have gone live. All right, one thing at a time. Yeah, so this inflatable tent, man, it's huge. It's 120 square feet. I can fit like a king size bed in there. Uh, I got a wood stove. Like I'm super stoked because like it's always fucking freezing where I live. So I got like this wood stove, and I got it all hooked up. You know, I've been playing with it, and I'm excited. I'm excited to, you know, take it out. I did just a little test run on my back porch, and I'm excited to bring it out in the wild. Problem is, where I fish, there's, you know, 30, 40 mile an hour winds, and we're gonna have to, we're gonna see what that inflatable is made out of, you know what I mean? Liam, I have done a live from the Pacific Ocean while salmon fishing. You know, a lot of fishing's real boring, you know, so like I get it, you know, a lot of it's just me driving around out in the Pacific for hours looking for fish. And I will definitely do that this summer. It depends, man. I know I'm an old man, but I fish with the even older men, and they ain't about that YouTube life. You know what I mean? They're just there to catch fish and drink beer, and they don't, even though, you know, it's my boat, they don't like being filmed, so I try to keep it, yeah, it just started raining now. We'll see if that makes a difference. If it starts getting too wet, though, I'm head inside. Cause I'm getting soft in my old age. You know, I don't mind the rain. It's just when it's like 40 degrees or 38 degrees and you get like a partial rain and snow mix, that's when it's cold, right? If it was like 20 degrees and just snowing and beautiful and all peaceful, you get that real chill vibe, you know, that eerie quiet. I love the snow, but I live at sea level. So, I mean, we don't, about every 2 years, we'll get a couple inches. And, but I love the snow, man. I grew up in the mountains. Even right now, if you like listen, there's like, well, we got one noisy ass crow. But like the rain just started. There's like a eerie calm going on. I can't hear the ocean, which is unusual. I lied. I just had to listen for it. But yeah, excited. Got summer fishing. Got a razor clam dig next weekend. I'm pretty sure I am the first person on YouTube. I'm not going to say to dig a razor clam because there's tons of razor clam videos out there, but I was the first one to do it live. I guarantee it. I was the first person to do a live razor clam dig from the Pacific Ocean. And I'm pretty proud of that. I like doing that kind of thing. And we got another one coming up. I think on the, I don't know what today is. I think the next dig's on like the 17th. Yeah, Cheese, you remember, man. About 2 years ago, I was going to the same place I'm fixing to head to at the end of the month, and I was looking for Chinook, and I get this asked all the time, so I'll go ahead and tell the story. Sorry if you already heard it, but biggest fish I ever caught. I was out Chinook fishing on the Columbia River here in Washington State, and I had a little spin glow off the bottom, and all of a sudden my bell on my rod just starts ding, 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 ding. I mean, there was no mistaking it. Like, you heard it from across the campground type ding, 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 ding. And my rod, and I got a big rod when I'm out plunking on the river. I mean, I use a 14-foot heavy action Umpqua, or a ugly stick beef steak, I think is what I don't, one of those two. And the rod just goes kunk, and I mean, doesn't break, but I mean, doubles over, big, thick, like we're talking telephone pole fishing rod. And I thought it was a salmon, so I was like, I thought I hooked into, big Chinooks, 20, 30 pounds. They used to get more, but I haven't seen anything over 20 pounds in a really long time. And so I get up. I don't need to set the hook. It's already set, but I do anyways because it's force of habit, right? And normally a salmon will take off on you. If it's like a little coho or even a Chinook, it'll start pulling drag, and it'll run. It'll do these runs. But this guy didn't run at all. He just it just dropped, and I couldn't move him. I'm like, I drag him, reel it up, drag him, reel him up. And I know I got something big, but I don't know what it is, right? And for the longest time, I just thought it was a Chinook. And I'm not far off the bank, maybe 100 yards. Well, 100 yards is pretty far, maybe 75 or so. And I'm just dragging him, and I'm thinking it's a Chinook, because Chinooks, they'll run, and then they'll sit on the bottom, and then they'll run. But this guy wasn't running. He was just getting dragged. It's like dragging a Honda Civic across the bottom of the river. All right, more like a moped, not a Civic. That's a little heavy. And so I'm dragging it, and I'm getting tired after about 45 minutes of fighting this fish. I'm gassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 20-something anymore. I'm an old man now, god damn it. And had a hell of a time. And I don't see nothing. Normally a salmon, you can pull them up to the top, especially at 30 pounds. You can drag them up. This guy wasn't moving. So I get him probably in about, I don't know, 7, 8 feet of water, and I can see him off the bank. And I don't know what it is at this point. And I know it's not a salmon, but I'm not sure. I mean, there's lots of things that live in the Columbia. I had the sturgeon vibe in the back of my brain, but yeah, I get him up to shore, and I mean, there's no net in him. I mean, I got a net, but my net ain't big enough for this monster. So I just drag him up onto the beach, and I didn't have a tape with me, and he was well over 6.5 feet, probably 145, 150 pounds. Absolutely gorgeous fucking dinosaur of a fish. And I ended up letting him go, mainly one, because he was too big. You can only keep salmon or sturgeon that are, I think, between like 24 and 48 inches or something, and under a certain weight as well. Not to mention that it wasn't that season. We only do sturgeon fishing couple days a year here in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll give you a week. But that, and the real reason why I didn't keep it right is too many witnesses. I was in the middle of the campground. The whole fucking campground shows up cheering me on, and it was pretty good time. You get to feel like the man. Everybody's catching these you know, 8-pound Chinook, and here I'm reeling in a dinosaur, a literal freaking dinosaur. It was it was a good time. And we're heading back there. At the end of the month, we're heading back there. The bait I was using was a spin glow, and I'll do like a high-low rig with a mooching rig behind it. I'll show you sometime. A spin glow just looks like a I don't know how you describe it. If you know, you know, right? It's just like a little foam and piece, and it's painted, and they come in every color, size, shape you can imagine. And I run a high-low rig. A lot of current in the Columbia, so I got an 8-ounce weight at the bottom to a like a Y, not a Y, like a T or a 3-way swivel. And one line comes out, and then you got your spin glow and a few beads to a mooching rig, which is 2 hooks. And then it runs up to the same thing on a different time. And I'll run a smaller one on top. And what I'm doing there is targeting steelhead. And then I'll run a larger one on the bottom. What I'm trying to do there is target a Chinook. Or a coho. Even a coho will bite them. And those are the 2 main type of salmon that I fish for. But it's a lot slower fishing this time of year to get those spring Chinooks. How you do that is you just throw out your setup, and then you put your bell on there and you let it sit all day. The problem is the weeds in the river are pretty bad, especially if you have some heat. And but that's a slow camping, slow paced vibe. If I'm really where I get the most of my salmon, I caught 23 last year, and I think I got 12 of them off the jetty. Live by a big jetty that runs out into the ocean, and I'll go down there and throw spinners. If you're wondering what a 20% chance of rain in Washington State looks like, this is it. But it's like peaceful though, you know what I'm saying? Now we got a little bit of hail mixed in. A little rain, a little bit of hail. Still better than being inside, I'm gonna tell you that though. Hey, 37 people up in here. Thanks for taking the time to check out the live on a Sunday, man. We're gonna have to reel up that worm because I mean, it's really raining now, but I hate admitting defeat. And I've been saying last cast in my brain for probably the last 10 minutes, but this hail is just fucking cold, man. It's just fucking cold. We're gonna bring up our bobber, see where we at. You know, I know there's got to be yellow perchies. I spent all summer feeding them. The wife wouldn't let me put a feeder, like an automatic feeder, in the yard. She said I could hand feed them, so I came out all summer long, fattened up all these yellow perch. And couldn't keep them off the line. I mean, I was catching, I don't know, 4 or 5 yellow perch every live. But you know, I'm a couple more casts, right? I don't want to give up. Like, don't get me wrong, not stoked about getting my phone all soaked, But you're like, Unc, why don't you use the GoPro? It's hard to go live on a GoPro. You got to set it. I don't know. It's beyond me. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, trying to get better every day. But, you know, one more cast, right? You can always tell the fishing's going to be good when it starts to hail. Uh, Science proves that hail and rain increase fish bites. In true Pacific Northwest fashion, we get a little bit of breeze. But it's probably only 15, 20 miles an hour or so. God damn, that cuts like a knife, though. I think my Audi just became an innie, if you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, those last 3 casts didn't count. Everybody knows when you say last count and the wind starts kicking up, clearly didn't count. Xavier, man, I'm fishing because I'm dumb. I'm just like, I refuse to quit. That's my problem. Like, I've been dragging everything from a rooster tail to a soft plastic to and here's the thing, man, if I didn't fish in the rain, I'd never get to fish. It is always raining here in Washington, and yeah, I mean, we've had, you know, 2 weeks. Yesterday was a nice day. I'll give credit where credit's due. And I had to do grown-up shit like mow the yard, change the oil on the truck, be an adult. And didn't get to get out as much as I wanted, but crankbait, yeah, I got some. I got some wobblers, I got crankbaits. I got all that. I'm just going with like what a crankbait or a spinner might not be bad. But this time of year with water temps so cold, I can't imagine getting much on a crank. It's coming, man. First day above 60, I'll start breaking out some crankbaits. Once the bullfrogs kick up, that's how you know when like spring's really here. Like when you start hearing the bullfrogs, then you can start thinking about some of your crankbaits and your even top water. But this time of year, at water temps 40 something degrees, most everything is out in the middle, sitting on the bottom. So that's when you want your like your soft plastics. Let them sink. let it get down there in front of them. You know, I'll swim it for a little bit, let it sink, swim it. Sometimes that can really entice them. Sometimes you just got to knock them in the head, and it ain't easy. Well, I had a blast. Hope you guys did too. And if you did, leave a like. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, go outside. It's good for your soul. Peace. Never sure how to end these.